just with how Roman Reigns literally murdered Dominic on live TV. Like, yeeted that nigga. Oh, by the way, don't mind the band-aid. Popped the pencil. Started bleeding profusely. Had to put a band-aid on it. I usually don't get pimples, but that's what that is. So, I just finished watching the clips of SmackDown regarding, you know, Roman Reigns and the Usos. You know, that's really the only reason to watch WWE. Like, everybody knows that. It's still going strong, as it's been for like the past 9 months. And I really liked this part of the storyline, because Roman Reigns versus Rey Mysterio, I think that's gonna be a great match. Like, Roman Reigns hasn't had a bad match since he's come back, but I feel like this match it's kind of like a dream match, isn't it? I don't think they've ever faced each other before, and if they have, I don't think it's been one-on-one. But I really feel like this is a good match. I don't know if it's gonna be in a Hell in a Cell. I feel like that's what they're gonna lead to, just with how Roman Reigns literally murdered Dominic on live TV. Like, yeeted that nigga off the top rope. Like, that was some crazy shit. And that was some excellent camera work. Because, you know, everybody knows he landed on maybe like a pad or a crash pad or something. But the way they shot that, you didn't see any pad, you didn't see anything he landed on. You just see him get thrown over, then the camera angle switch, and he just flies past the camera. Like, it looks cartoony. Like, when I saw that, I literally, like, jumped up, like, God, nigga, what? Roman Reigns is literally murdering this child. Like, it's crazy. And then Rey Mysterio, you know, Rey Mysterio is the father. He's gonna have a father's passion. I've seen some comments say that, you know, Dominic is a wrestler now, so Rey Mysterio should expect that, you know, people are gonna put hands on him. But this is different. It's not like this was a match. But he wasn't in the match, and he went outside the match, and he completely destroyed him. So I feel like it's levels to it. But I feel like this current storyline, Rey Mysterio, is gonna be great. I feel like they're probably gonna have the match of the night at Hell in a Cell, which is gonna lead on to SummerSlam, and the rumors are that it's gonna be John Cena versus Roman Reigns 2. And dog, that's gonna be some good stuff right there. But the point of this video is I want to discuss, at this point, with the tribal god himself, the reign he's been on, who is going to dethrone him? Like, who is going to beat Roman Reigns for the title? Who should beat Roman Reigns for the title? As of right now, I really only see 3 possible contenders. The correct person to beat Roman may not exist just yet. Like, the wrestler may exist now, but he doesn't have the build-up yet to, you know, realistically and believably defeat him. But I think of the current superstars that WWE has, there's 3 that may end up defeating Roman. Number 3 is the person that I would like the least. Not that the match won't be great, because their match, they've already had a classic match together. But Brock Lesnar. Whenever Brock Lesnar comes back, because, I mean, it's pretty certain that Brock Lesnar is going to come back. Right now, it's contract negotiations and whatnot, but I feel like he's going to come back. I mean, when he does, I would like for Roman to defeat him. But knowing how WWE views Brock Lesnar, there is a chance that Brock Lesnar could defeat him for the title. I wouldn't like that. I don't think most people would like that, unless the story is really good. It somehow make it really interesting with, you know, Paul Heyman being in the middle of that, potentially. But I won't like that. Like, yes, they have history. They have plenty of history that they can work on to actually make a decent story. But Brock doesn't need it. What I think is actually gonna happen is when Brock comes back, he's probably just gonna fight Bobby Lashley. And I don't know if he's gonna beat Bobby Lashley or not, but that's a dream match everybody's been waiting to see. And I feel like that's probably what's gonna end up happening. Number 2. The superstar that I would actually like for this to happen, but as things go along, I just don't see it happening with the way WWE is treating him. And that person is Big E. Big E Langston, as he used to be called. I'm a huge Big E fan. Everybody loves Big E because everybody loves the New Day. And when Big E finally went, you know, back to be a singles competitor, it seems like they were giving him a decent push for the Intercontinental Championship. But now it kind of feels like he's just like meandering. I mean, he had that whole thing with Aleister Black that was going to be a thing, but then WWE, it's gonna be WWE, and then fired Aleister for whatever reason. So now he's still in this feud for the Intercontinental Championship, but he doesn't feel like he's really elevating like he should. I mean, there's still always the opportunity, because Roman Reigns is gonna have this title up until WrestleMania. I think if he does lose the title, it's gonna be at next year's WrestleMania. So they have time to still build Big E up to be a fucking monster and white hot babyface to finally dethrone Roman Reigns. It can happen. But just with WWE's track record, I don't see them going through with it. I see them losing faith in Big E before they really allow Big E to get a stride. You know, that's what I see happening. I think it would be great for Big E to be the Universal Champion, because then you have Kofi, the former WWE Champion, Big E, current Universal Champion. And all they need to do is a couple years down the line, give Xavier Woods either the WWE or Universal title, and then you cannot deny that New Day is the greatest tag team of all time. They have the longest reign, and all three of them are world champions. Like, you can't deny it at that point. Like that would be a dream for me if that was to happen. As of right now, I just don't see them going with Big E. I feel like they're gonna be finicky with it. They're gonna drop him before he really gets ahead of steam for himself. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. When it comes to WWE, I'm not really optimistic about most things at all. Hopefully Big E gets a chance. I would love for Big E to dethrone Roman. I feel like they'll work really good together, because the Usos and the New Day work really good together. And from like videos I've seen on YouTube, like up, down, down, Roman, you know, he vibes with all the New Day members heavy. So I just think they'll have really good chemistry in the ring, really good chemistry when they're doing their promo work and their story work. I think it's gonna be great. I just don't have faith that WWE is actually gonna push Big E to the top and allow him to be the star that we all know he is. But the person that I feel should dethrone Roman, like, it's perfect for the story. Like, storyline wise, this would be the perfect person to do it. And he has been gaining a little bit of steam since Roman Reigns came back. And if this was to happen, it would probably happen at WrestleMania. That's unless The Rock comes, because that's also a rumor that The Rock is going to come back at WrestleMania. But the person I'm talking about is Jey Uso. I know some people feel like Jey, he's a tag team competitor, blah, 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 blah. But he's shown over the past 8 months that he can go in singles matches, that he is main event material. Main event Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso. And he got the build. Like, when he came back buffer and grittier and dirtier and angrier and more ruthless. Like, since he's been with Roman, yes, Roman's brainwashing him, but he's been at the top of his game. And with Roman Reigns brainwashing him, that's where I feel like the storyline comes in perfectly. Jey Uso was essentially Roman's first victim. I mean, yes, he came in SummerSlam, speared Braun and speared Fiend, won the belt, but that was just an obstacle so he can get the title. He overcame that obstacle so he can get the Universal title. His first true victim was Jey Uso, and he bullied Jey Uso. He's still bullying Jey Uso, to be honest. But I just feel like it'll be perfect for the story, for everything to come full circle after dealing with Roman for over a year, always helping Roman get the title. Jey Uso is crucial in Roman Reigns' title reign. And I just feel like it'll be the perfect, like, bow to tie everything up. It's just, I guess, the hardest thing to do here is to build Jey up enough to make him believable and actually not only beating Roman Reigns, but becoming a Universal Champion. I just don't see Vince McMahon allowing Jey Uso to be Universal Champion. Like, yes, Jey is part of the Samoa dynasty. Yes, he's Roman Reigns' cousin. But I just don't feel like Vince views Jey Uso anywhere near how he views, like, a Roman or The Rock, you know. Like, Vince doesn't even care about tag team wrestling. It took years before the Usos as a unit became their peak self in like 2016, 2017 when they dropped the happy-go-lucky Samoan gimmick and became the Uso Penitentiary. Like that was amazing stuff. But I feel like in terms of story, this will be the best way to go. And if done right, like if they can pull this off, it will be one of the best storylines in WWE history. Point blank, period. If they're able to pull off Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso, WrestleMania 38, the main event, and Jey wins at the end, a feel-good WrestleMania moment. Like, just imagine that. I feel that would be the best way to go. That would be the best way to go. Like, I'm smiling just thinking about it. Like, cause I love Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, and I love Roman Reigns. Like, those are like my three favorites in WWE right now. And I feel like a good flip on it, because I feel like what they're doing right now with how Roman Reigns has been manipulating Jey, and is now currently manipulating Jimmy with that promo he just did on SmackDown when he pretty much just gaslit the fuck out of Jimmy, turned it back on him, say, why are you doing this to your brother? Like, we're cousins, we're family. This isn't about you or me. This is about us. This is about the family, the bloodline. You're the older brother. Why would you do this to your little brother? Like, how he twisted that on Jimmy, it was masterful. Props up to Roman, because he's really getting his acting skills up. This nigga gonna be in Hollywood in the next couple years, no cap. I feel like a good flip on the story would be for Jey to finally turn on Roman after months and years of abuse and manipulation and brainwashing, finally snap out of it, turn on Roman. But then Jimmy still be on Roman's side. I feel that would be interesting, because then you could put in a little mini feud between Jimmy and Jey in there before Jimmy goes to fight Roman Reigns. Like, I feel like that would be really interesting how the script has flipped like that, you know? And with that, Roman doesn't lose like his entire bloodline stable. He still has Jimmy, but then this the destruction of his stable. And then Jey is gonna be the person who destroys that stable after all the abuse is taken, after being the first member of it. I just feel like in terms of storyline, it's the perfect way to go. And I have a feeling that's what Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman want to happen. They want they want Jey to be the one to dethrone Roman. I feel like that would be perfect. But there's always a concern of, is Jey ready? Is Jey Universal Championship material? Will they make Jey believable in dethroning Roman after being bitched out for the past 9 months, year and a half, however long it takes? I don't know. That's up to WWE to sort that whole thing out. But I feel like that would be the best case scenario. Jimmy versus Roman at WrestleMania. That's if The Rock doesn't come back. Because if The Rock comes back, then we're going to have to push that Jimmy shit back a few more months. Maybe SummerSlam next year. Because The Rock versus Roman is going to have to take WrestleMania slot. I'm sorry. That's just too good to pass up. To watch Roman Reigns beat the hell out of The Rock. And you know, The Rock doesn't care about losing. Like, The Rock has probably the worst WrestleMania record because he loses like almost all of his WrestleMania matches. The Rock doesn't care about losing. He's too charismatic to really care about that. He's too rich, too popular. Everybody loves him. So Roman Reigns defeating The Rock, that would be that is what needs to go on WrestleMania if they're able to make that happen. But if not, I feel like Jey Uso versus Roman would be good. I think that would be really good. But that's all I got to say. Those are just my thoughts on who right now, you know, it's possible to defeat Roman Reigns. The person who actually dethrones him may not even be, you know, on the main roster yet. It might be somebody in NXT. It might be somebody they, you know, hire as a new agent in the next couple months. Who knows, you know, what the future holds. But as of right now, I think Jey is the perfect candidate, at least in my opinion. But that's all I got to say, guys. Appreciate y'all sticking with me and subscribing. Over 300 subscribers. Like, I really appreciate that. And I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day, man. Peace.